Jean-Paul Sartre, born in 1905 in Paris, France, was a man of many talents. He was a philosopher, novelist, playwright, and critic, with an influence that extended far beyond the confines of academic philosophy. He is widely recognized as the leading figure of the existentialist movement. Orphaned at a young age, Sartre was raised by his grandparents. He excelled academically and attended a prestigious university in Paris. There he met lifelong companion Simone de Beauvoir, a formidable intellectual in her own right, and formed a radical open relationship that would challenge societal norms. Sartre served as a meteorologist in the French army during World War II and was captured by German forces in 1940. His experiences of war and imprisonment profoundly shaped his philosophical outlook, fueling his deep engagement with questions of freedom, responsibility, and the meaning of life. One of Sartre's most significant contributions to existentialist philosophy is his assertion that existence precedes essence. This idea counters traditional philosophy, which generally posits that things have a defined essence or nature, which determines their purpose. In contrast, Sartre argues that human beings first exist, encounter themselves, and only then define their essence or nature. This idea is closely tied to Sartre's notion of radical freedom. For Sartre, each individual is radically free and responsible for their actions. Since there is no predetermined human nature or external source of value, every action a person takes helps define what it means to be human. This freedom is both exhilarating and terrifying. It allows limitless potential for self-definition but also demands total responsibility for one's life and choices. Yet, as Sartre notes, humans often seek to avoid the anxiety of this freedom by pretending they are not free, a behavior he termed bad faith. By blaming our circumstances, genetics, or societal expectations, we deny our freedom and responsibility. For Sartre, acknowledging our freedom is the first step toward authentic existence. Sartre's philosophy also engages deeply with the concept of nothingness. In his seminal work, Being and Nothingness, he grapples with the idea of consciousness as a form of nothingness, separating us from the world and allowing us the freedom to transcend our situation. This perspective frames the human condition as a paradoxical tension between being and nothingness, a struggle that defines our existence. Furthermore, Sartre discusses the concept of the look or the gaze of the other. He believed that our awareness of other people's perception of us can lead to a feeling of objectification, encapsulated in his famous phrase, "Hell is other people." For Sartre, this is not a dismissal of all interpersonal relationships, but rather a commentary on how the awareness of others' perspectives can confine our freedom. Sartre's philosophy is deeply intertwined with his commitment to political activism and social justice. He saw philosophy not merely as an academic exercise, but as a tool for critiquing and transforming society. His existentialism was a philosophy of action, urging individuals to recognize their freedom and use it to challenge injustice and create a more authentic existence. Being and Nothingness, published in 1943, is perhaps Sartre's most influential work. It is an intricate and profound exploration of phenomenology and existentialism, featuring a detailed analysis of human consciousness, freedom, and the nature of existence. In Being and Nothingness, Sartre differentiates between two types of being. First, the being in itself, akin to the objective existence of inanimate objects, devoid of consciousness, and second, the being in itself, which refers to the subjective existence of conscious beings, our state of being. It's within the being in itself, where Sartre identifies the essence of human existence, freedom. Sartre suggests that we as human beings are fundamentally free because we are not fixed beings, but rather becomings. Our consciousness, our nothingness, separates us from the world, thus allowing the capacity to question, to negate, and to imagine realities other than what is. This freedom to transcend the is, to envisage the what could be, is the heart of Sartre's existentialism. To illustrate, consider this quote from Being and Nothingness. Man is not the sum of what he has, but the totality of what he does not yet have, of what he could have. This profound statement underscores Sartre's view of man as a perpetually incomplete project, his existence defined not by his past or present state, but by his future possibilities, his potential to change, create, and redefine his essence. Shifting to Nausea, Sartre's first novel and another cornerstone of his philosophical thought. Published in 1938, Nausea introduces us to Antoine Roquentin, a man gripped by a profound existential crisis, a feeling of nausea as he confronts the absurdity and meaninglessness of existence. Through Roquentin's existential anguish, Sartre explores themes of alienation, freedom, and the absence of objective meaning. Roquentin's realization that the world is indifferent to his existence, that his life carries no inherent purpose, initially leaves him in despair, a feeling Sartre describes as nausea. This term encapsulates the profound discomfort that can come with recognizing the fundamental absurdity of existence. Consider this excerpt from Nausea. Every existing thing is born without reason, prolongs itself out of weakness, and dies by chance. This unsettling realization encapsulates the angst of Roquentin's, and by extension, our existential predicament. In a world devoid of intrinsic meaning, how do we cope? How do we live? The answer for Sartre lies in the freedom that this absurdity affords us. The absence of inherent meaning doesn't necessitate despair, rather it opens a realm of possibilities. It allows us, compels us even, to create our own purpose, to define our essence through our actions and choices. This theme is echoed in another quote from Nausea. "I am free. There is absolutely no more reason for living. All the ones I've tried have given way, and I can't imagine more of them. I have to build them myself." It is a clear call to action, a recognition of the overwhelming yet liberating responsibility we bear to construct our meaning in a world that refuses to offer it readily. Sartre's works, such as Being and Nothingness and Nausea, present a bold and nuanced exploration of human existence. They challenge us to face the disquieting reality of our freedom and the absence of objective meaning, while empowering us to embrace our role as the creators of our essence.